Nobody talks hockey like PTI talks hockey, which is why we thought it wise to bring in an expert to help preview the NHL playoffs, and we welcome Barry Melrose. I'm going to ask this. Wilbon's not here today. This is in honor of Wilbon, his first question. You need to settle a debate for us. Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, which one would you rather have?
Last year, I would have said Crosby, but this year, Ovechkin. Ovechkin really took over this year. He's the best player in our game right now. He's the face of the NHL. Crosby's right there with him, and we're lucky that we got two great young players, and that's an argument we hopefully will have for the next 10 years, who's better. But Ovechkin passed Crosby this year. Ovechkin's been just phenomenal player this year and has really brought a lot of people to our game. The guy's amazing. And what I love about him, he's a top goal scorer, but he's also in the top 10 in hits in the NHL. So this guy's not a one-dimensional player by any stretch of the imagination.
What a stunning victory for Wilbon, and we move on. The Penguins were out of the playoffs.
Wilbon's a hockey genius.
Yes, he is. Penguins were struggling before they changed coaches. Then they rocketed all the way up to fourth place in the East. Why do coaching changes seem to work so well in hockey so often?
Well, the ones that work get a lot of ink. Danny Bylsma came in. People forget that the day Danny Bylsma took over as coach, he also got Sergei Gonchar back on defense. I think that had a lot to do with their turnaround also. But, you know, you're hoping for a bump. The coach, the players have an excuse when your coach is on the line. You know that. The press is saying the coach isn't doing a job. The coach can't get to his players. That lets the players off the hook. When you bring in a new coach, all of a sudden the pressure's back on the players. And I think that's what happened in Pittsburgh. There's no way that team should have been out of the playoffs with that lineup. And now the players got the pressure on them when they brought in Danny Bylsma as coach. Different coaching style, more of a buddy, more of a pat in the back guy, and they respond to that. But usually it's because the players have the pressure back on them after you fire the coach.
Let us forge ahead to the NHL playoffs. Historically, a number one seed always seems to go down in the first round. So this year, which of the number ones is in more jeopardy, Boston or San Jose?
San Jose. I think Anaheim was the worst matchup San Jose could get. Here's a team that isn't that far removed from winning a Stanley Cup. They've got guys that know how to win. They've had to play basically playoff hockey for the last 2 months to get in the playoffs. San Jose is a team that's always let us down come playoff time. They've won 50 games before and have never done well in the playoffs. So this is a tough matchup for San Jose. And, you know, Anaheim is a team that could pull an upset. They're that good with their goaltending, with their veteran players, and they know how to win. And that's what this time of the year is all about. You got to know how to win. You can win in a regular season. That's easy. But to do it in a 7-game series against a very physical team like Anaheim, it's going to really test San Jose.
Now, winning a series is one thing. Winning enough to go all the way is another thing. Do you see Anaheim, or who is, if not them, a sleeper in the West and a sleeper in the East?
Sleeper in the East would be Carolina. I know they're the 6th seed, but they're playing New Jersey, who's playing very poor right now. Carolina has been phenomenal. You talk since they changed coaches. Paul Maurice has come in and done a really good job. So Carolina would be my sleeper in the East. In the West, Anaheim would be my sleeper. This team, you get by San Jose, all of a sudden those guys get fired up again. That's a team I would not want to play in the next round if they get by San Jose. So those would be my two sleepers.
We'll get you out of here quickly. We've heard about your sleepers, but ultimately, which two teams are going to be in the final, and ultimately, which team is going to win?
Well, I'm going to pick Washington coming out of the West just because of their tremendous offense. They don't need to win 1-0, 2-1 games. So maybe Theodore's not the greatest goaltender in the playoffs, but he doesn't have to win games for Washington. He just can't lose them for Washington. Ovechkin, Mike Green, best offensive defenseman in the league for the last 20 years. This guy scored 30 goals. It hasn't happened since the early 90s. They've got everything. Semin, Backstrom. This is a very good offensive hockey team and really fun to watch. In the West, Detroit Red Wings. This team won the Stanley Cup last year, and then they add Marian Hossa. So you add the best player not to win the Stanley Cup, and you also keep him away from a team like San Jose or a team like Chicago or a team that you got to beat. So Detroit's still the best team in the West as far as I'm concerned.
And the winner.
Detroit. This team, Lidstrom, these guys, they know how to win. They kick it up. This is their time of year. They get better and better this time of year. They're big. You can't push them around physically. They're skilled. They can score goals when they need to. They can shut it down when they need to. They got great special teams. Until someone beats Detroit, they're still the best team in the NHL as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you so much for joining us, Barry. We appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. Take care.
We're taking a break, but coming up, is Phil Mickelson better than Tiger Woods right now? And what are the chances Nick Swisher ever strikes out another batter? Barry Melrose knows hockey. I don't know hockey.
I just could listen to him all day on that.
Yes, he knows hockey. But you know college hockey.
He dissed my Bruins